Hi everyone and welcome back to GP Automotive and Diecast. Today I bring you a review of this Maisto 1/18 scale assembly line Volkswagen new Beetle. If you watched my previous video, I did an unboxing of this Volkswagen Beetle, and I showed you around the box and all that. And this video is just going to be a review of the finished build and show you some of the things that went wrong during the build as well, which a couple things did go wrong. But we'll go ahead and get started at the front. As you see, there is a separately cast badge right there, which is nice. Makes it look a lot better. And the headlights, there's almost no peg to be seen. I feel like they did a really nice job with these headlights. There is a small peg right there, in the middle right there, but it's not too hard to see if you're standing kind of far away. And you just have your turn signals down here, fog lights, and your new Beetle license plate. And of course you do have the opening hood, which is actually kind of hard to get open sometimes. See if I can get it. There. The hood doesn't open super wide, but in this engine piece, when I built this model, nothing broke off of it, but it was just super hard to put in. It was insanely difficult to put in. But yeah, so it says TDI 1.9 liter. I'm guessing it's a 4-cylinder, and has the VW logo right there, and in the center right there. Some other detail like your windshield washer reservoir and some other compartments back there. Of course, you have the full steering, which is actually pretty good. This steering is one of the best I've seen from Maisto, but the suspension is okay. It's a little clunky and almost doesn't work in the back. And these have independent shocks back here, independent axles. So when you have it sitting like this, the wheels kind of bow out, like you see there. It's not too big of a deal, but it just kind of makes it a little worse, I guess you could say. Right there, you have your turn signal or marker light right there. I picked the chrome wheels, as you see here. I was still debating in the previous video if I wanted to do the stock wheels or the chrome wheels, and obviously I picked the chrome ones. I just feel like there's not a ton of chrome on this, and I thought the chrome would look good, and I think it looks pretty well, or pretty good, I should say. Your fender flares like the real car, and here is the first issue. So when I was building this model, I put the dash together, and I assembled the car, I put the body on the frame, or the interior and frame piece. I put the body over that, and the door doesn't fully shut now for some reason. I don't know why. I assume this model was maybe stored in like a storage building, and it was like exposed to the elements, I guess. And right here, it seems like it's hitting the dashboard. So it could be a factory defect as well from the factory that just didn't shape it quite right. But it's not too big of a deal. But yeah, it just doesn't show all the way, which is kind of annoying, but not a super big deal. And since we already have the door open, we'll move on to the interior. Maisto did a pretty good job with the door panel, with your like gloss black trim around the door handle, with your window controls, and your little storage pocket down there, and your grab handles, and things like that, and your body match trim right there with your like silver metallic, which by the way is a very nice color on these, and no signs of orange peel or anything like that, which is kind of a weird that it doesn't have any of that, just because back then Maisto was not doing a great job with their paint jobs. This model I think was made around like in 1999 or 2000, so somewhere around there. But and you do actually have full side windows, which is pretty interesting to see. Maisto did a pretty good job with the dashboard. You have a sticker for the speedometer, which is not the greatest thing, but not the worst thing either. Have a nice texture on the steering wheel with the airbag logo right there and your VW logo. And this looks like it's a manual. So you have your 3 pedals and your shifter right there with your parking brake down there. Nice vents there on the dashboard as well. Kind of a messy looking paint job right there. But it's not too big of a deal. And here's another one of the issues that happened, or things that happened during the build. The rear taillight's missing. It broke off when I was trying to put it. This was a brand new model when I first got it, and was never opened out of its box before. And it's plastic, and it wasn't super strong, and the peg actually broke in there when I was trying to put it in, so, which was kind of annoying. But we're just I'm gonna glue the housing in there, because there's like a little housing and then the lens that goes over the housing. So I'll glue the housing and then the lens will go on the housing. So it'll be fixable, and I'll fix it. So it's not too big of a deal. You have your little marker light right there, which is actually a bit loose, as you just saw. But you have your exhaust pipe right here, which doesn't look too bad, with your fog lights, your new Beetle license plate, and your separately cast, if I can talk, separately cast badge right there in the center. With the taillights, you actually can't see any peg, which is very nice to see. Fuel cap right there. Of course, it doesn't open. This is a budget model. And we can get this open. And a painted on third brake light right there. Pretty decent detail in the back here. Kind of a scratchy plastic material with a little cargo cover. Little defroster lines in the back, which look pretty nice. They're not overly done like a lot of models are. Not super sturdy side mirrors. They're a little loose, but a drop of glue or super glue could fix that easily. But open the passenger door. A nice like lever detailing right there for your backrest of the seat. These seats are pretty decently detailed. They have like kind of a leather pattern or a cloth. Yeah, kind of like a cloth pattern. Look very nice. Same great detailing on the door panel. You have kind of a grab handle up there with your like two-tone dash, which I kind of forgot to mention. But I did mention that it was kind of a little messy with the paint over there and towards this side. It's a little cleaner over here actually, but you know, don't expect too much. This is a budget model, like I mentioned, so. But yeah, you have your radio controls right there and your climate vents, as well as your climate control. Kind of a pattern dash, which is kind of nice to see with your airbag cover up there and your grab handle. Very nice. So yeah, so overall I feel like this was a good model, even though those defects and problems aside. I think it was a good model, and I think if you can find this model for close to the same price I did, or under $50, I say it's a pretty good deal. So yeah, and even these will be a little harder to find, these 1/18 scale assembly line models, but you can find them on some sites like eBay, maybe Etsy, but eBay is probably your best bet if you're trying to find one of these assembly line models from them. So I hope you enjoyed, and please subscribe if you haven't, like the video, and thank you so much for watching.